So look what just came in the mail. Now, what this is, I'm not going to touch the box now because I'm in the middle of doing some polishing out in the garage, but this is something that Luciano suggested I get. It's like the equivalent of a GoPro camera that was, it was $56 with all the charges and tax and mounts and clips and ID cards and everything. I think the camera's free. They just make you pay for the accessories. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to try something that I've seen other people do. It's called an unboxing. We'll do a separate video, probably tomorrow, of actually unboxing and see what we get for our $56. That's coming later. We have bigger fish to fry today. I've relegated Mark's job to the back burner here because we're waiting for some decals that came in today, and he's going to deliver them today. And we're also ready for some dedicated time on the Benelli. We need to get at least one of these jobs here so we have a little more room. And as if that wasn't enough, Bob Navola is getting ready to pull the forks off his Honda so we can repaint the forks on the front of his Honda. And while he has it apart, he can clean up all of the little parts that go with it. So the bottom line is it's crazy, it's busy. We never had more fun in all the time I've been doing this. And I just can't wait to see this bike. Glenn's got an exhaust system, a 2-into-1 for it. I just can't wait to see that, among other things, put together. Just so exciting. We got so many things going on at the same time here. But right now, I had a couple little things on here. You know, this is what's funny about this. The video we did about polishing this engine has about 2,000 hits the last time I looked. It's probably one of the most popular videos we've made, but I just was working on getting this ready. I wanted to ride it in the next couple of days. You never know. The weather's been playing out very nicely, but boy, if you haven't checked out that video on polishing the engine, that's been one of the most popular ones. But right now, as you can see, it's another day. We could have been riding all day today. And we're waiting for Mark to get here. And if I could only tell you how many things are all going on at the same time here. And we have more stuff. There's just no end to it. But this is what keeps me from becoming 90. I stay locked in at 80. Now we always like to see how the paid employees in this group are doing. Let's see, how long is it going to take you to pull 2 tires? Should I put the coffee on?
Calling the reinforcements.
No, use the bead breaker. You got a bead breaker right there.
Where is it?
I was going to hide it on you, but we never tell people we have a bead breaker until they suffer for an hour. Pop that sucker, baby! I used to do this with my bare weight, but now I'm only 184, so I need to buy a bead breaker. All right, you're going to pull those.
Yeah.
We're doing multitasking today. Here's the multitasking job of the day. Glenn's got a fairing. This is one that has, I see I've repaired that already. That's my repair, but we never painted this, did we?
No, that was never done.
This one's got a crack somewhere. Here's the crack. We're going to try to repair that. It's got a touch-up area. But the main thing is, this is our project of the day. We're doing our mitzvah for Passover here. This is a doggy bowl. Where's the dog?
He went
You
back.
took him home anyway.
He's playing in the yard.
Now Glenn measured this out. It fits perfect. Look at that. And we're going to do some stain, and we're going to put some of that magic clear coat on it. Oh, yeah, barehanded. I am so impressed. Who needs tire irons?
Well, you use it to a point.
Oh, take the sledgehammer. Oh, my God.
Strong like bull.
Oh, here we go. He loses a fingertip.
He loses his finger.
Where's Bob Navola when you need him? So what we did, we got the wheels ready. They're going to have to be stripped, sanded, cleaned. We're going to save that for later because he wants to get this piece of the Ducati. Did you ever figure out the overheating thing?
I haven't yet. I talked with Mark last night.
Mark, have any ideas?
Yeah, Mark said it's very. Luciano also very possible that it just boiled itself off with a loose cap.
Yeah. Okay.
So, I mean.
Well, take the cap off your other bike. Just switch them and see if that makes sense.
It doesn't fit. I tried.
Oh, okay.
I wish it did.
Take the one of Luciano's and don't tell him.
Gonna have to go to Luciano's house.
Hey, Luciano. Okay.
Yeah. So this part has never been touched.
This is not. This is the side that we repaired.
We never repaired any of this stuff.
Okay. The bike was damaged on the clutch
on the
side.
left-hand side. Yeah.
Okay. So the things we're going to work on, we got a crack somewhere up here anyway. I know
We have
there's
a crack here. We have a
touch up here.
A touch up here, and then part of this fairing had already been repaired with some
Okay,
carbon
so we're going to
fiber in
make
the
that
past.
little piece or just fill it with filler.
Right.
Since it's on the bottom, we don't have to be too fussy about that.
No.
But for sure, the start thing is to fix the crack.
Fixing the crack.
Flip that up. Now we got to peel this away somehow.
Right,
What holds that on? Is it just?
It's glued on. So I've already started to peel
We
it
can
away.
re-glue it. Just take enough that we can get some carbon fiber down in there. The first thing on this repair, we got one strip of unidirectional carbon fiber across the bridging the crack before we put in the patch. That'll just keep, because these cracks start at the edge. Usually
So here's the crack itself.
Yeah.
You
Let's
follow
see.
that path. This is the crack coming up this way into the fairing. So you got one piece of this carbon fiber strand that Wendy started straight across where the crack started. Didn't start down here, it started up here. So if we don't repair this up here,
You're toast.
you're going to continue to have issues.
You know, that's really in there. You got 5 layers of carbon on there. So, but if this doesn't crack here, it's never going to crack here. It's
Right.
got to start like tearing a phone book. It's got to start at the cover and work its way in.
Right.
So now we'll cut a patch exactly this size,
And
put
just
that
fill it
patch in, and then start on the other side.
Right. Is it in here or?
Yeah, it's in there. The scrap box. Spread it all around.
So Wendy, it's the dust that's in this Q-tip?
It's the dust in the Q-tip that kicks it off slowly.
Got
The
it.
kicker kicks it off quickly.
Just give me a little bit of the thick right here so I can just lay it on top. Just a little dot right here. That's it. That's it.
Okay, whoops. By the way, this is what we're using, Brodac cyanoacrylate. And the thin,
Quick acting and not so quick.
but between it. Now, once we got all that carbon fiber laid down, that's going to just dry. Then we'll sand around that, clean it up a little bit, and then glue this piece back, and then we'll work on the cosmetic part of this.
To do some sanding, but the problem with using your fingers to do sanding on this carbon fiber is the carbon fiber now sets and it turns into a hard splinter. And if you get a
Yeah,
carbon
oh,
fiber
yeah.
splinter in it, so I learned this trick from a guy. I don't know who he is, but he lives in this
my
house.
evil twin. And he is
So,
evil.
Take a paint stirrer.
Yep.
Just throw a piece of sandpaper over it, and instead of you getting the splinter,
Let the paint stirrer get the splinter. And now we're all done with this. We're going to put an extra layer of CA over that.
That
And then
looks
that
really
rubber goes right back in position, and then we just have to try to dress off the other side
if you
of it.
want to know how strong, now this bike hit a paint can, but there was already a crack down here where you could see this is an old carbon fiber repair.
This is the old repair we
that
did a
Wendy
couple
did
years
about
ago.
2 years ago.
Okay.
If you want to know how strong the carbon fiber repair is in comparison to the actual glass piece or plastic, the ABS.
Yeah, it's plastic.
The ABS.
The ABS breaks,
The
and the
ABS
carbon
broke.
fiber doesn't.
The carbon fiber never went anywhere.
Sure.
So I guess that's why they charge $1 million for a Varion, the Bugatti. Maybe that's why.
The windy Varion, huh?
Can we do the whole fairing in carbon fiber?
Well, if this were a race bike, the whole fairing would be carbon fiber,
Right.
except you'd be broke.
And think about, but I mean, in terms of the
You'd
light,
have to use Luciano's money.
right? In terms of how light this roll of carbon fiber
Oh, yeah.
actually is, and how strong. it
Well,
is.
but think about it. That roll of carbon fiber is $350. No, so I mean, you get what you pay for. This
Certainly
plastic is probably 9 cents a kilo or something.
All right, I'm gonna go one more time in there.
Yeah, one more. Put a little more in there, and then spread it around with a Q-tip. And you can feel the Q-tip start to drag. Then you know you're at the end of the shelf life, which is about 30 seconds if you don't use kicker. Now you should always keep, just general information, should always keep this material in the refrigerator. It should never be, let me just show this. I always like to show things in real time. Oh, I forgot to do the laundry this morning. We're so excited. This is what you should do. Oh, Karen Berry, oh, there it is down there. You should always keep the paint, the 4-to-1, the hardener in the refrigerator, not the freezer. And the CA extends the shelf life by a lot. I wish somebody would extend my shelf life.
Get in the fridge.
Put me in the fridge. Put me in, coach. Okay, so that looks like...
Yeah, I just want to give it one last shot of kicker.
Okay, give it a shot of kicker. And I think then that part of it now is in the bank. That's a good repair.
This is a nice repair. This is
Now, if nothing else, even if you still see the crack on the other side, it's not going to crack worse.
that's done.
Okay, the final thing, we put a little bit of contact cement on this because that rubber, what is that?
It's almost like a foam padding.
It looks like, yeah.
that keeps the heat from.
Yeah, okay. It makes it aerodynamic inside the cowling or whatever here, the fairing. Okay, now see, the nice thing about the contact cement, if you have to pull this up.
Just gonna leave it here
Yeah.
to set it.
Yeah. Or you can put a piece of Gorilla Tape there. Or that silver tape. You know that silver stuff that like for air conditioning. That would be that's even better than what the factory uses. Yep. Just remember the factory doesn't always use the best possible stuff.
So here's
they use the cheapest.
Here's gonna be the telltale.
Okay, so let's see, pull that up and see how much tape sticks to the fairing, if any. You have a clean?
Little tiny hair. So
Okay.
come around this side and you'll see it.
Okay. Okay, now you got to make the choice. Do you want to repaint that? Or do you want to just run a little touch-up paint in there?
I'm gonna run touch-up paint on it, but I do want to hit it with a little bit of sandpaper and do it just enough, and then I'll buff it back out again.
Okay, but once you go down that road, once you go down through the red, now you got to paint the red.
Not going
So-
through the red. I'm just gonna sandpaper.
You heard it here first. Yeah. Okay. We got plenty
Feel
of sand.
this.
Yeah, I know. It's
high.
Exactly.
So, what do you think? Maybe a
I wouldn't-
1,000 grit.
I think you're going to sand through the red and it's going to be like ongoing, like you amputate your finger, but now you got to amputate
1,000
your arm. If anything, wait, you get
2,000.
don't do it with 600. This is 2,000. All right, for anybody that doesn't know, Bondo, you can speed it up the process with a little bit of heat, just warm, or you can put it out in the sun, a day like today.
Slightly tacky. It's almost
Okay, now what Glenn did is he sanded, he put a little of this, it's from the Ducati, to touch-up paint. Some of the spots here, we're going to try to buff them out. Luckily, we know a man with a $500 buffer. Every time I tell somebody your buffer gets $100 more.
I think this is a pretty good candidate next season, next winter
Yeah.
rather, for a respray.
And then you can dress this all in.
You know, this is my daily rider, and it gets a lot of use. This is, you know...
And you're rough on equipment.
I am.
Let's be real.
I am. My ex-wife can attest to it.
I can attest to that. I don't even like you. Wow. And this is a bike, he's got an intimate relationship. We've taken the engine out. He's putting the engine back in with the water pump attached. What an ordeal. Ay, ay, ay.
And the swing arm. Ay, ay, ay.
Ay, ay, ay. That's my new saying. Ay, ay, ay.
Look for that video if you want to see a treat.
Oh, yeah.
Thank God Luciano was here. The voice of reason.
No, let's not get too reasonable. This is okay. This is going to be fine. You can force dry this to a point, but you can't make it go in 2 minutes. Now, what you could do while you're waiting for these...
I hit these a couple
Okay,
with some
hit it with the buffing wheel.
I'm going to do that now.
Put some of your magic compound on there.
I'll do that now.
Get it all over the mirror if you can.
Where is the wheel?
It's under the table there. You've been relegated, see, because everybody's... My good customers get the top shelf. They get the table.
I'm on the floor.
The low-class guys get the floor.
I've been here.
Oh, the Benelli. And hey, we did get our camera. I'm not going to open the box because I want to make a video about that. It was in that box. This was another tab. Where's that tab I made for the Benelli? Holy mackerel. That was a lot of work working on that. I'll get some work done on that.
When it's done.
Oh, trust me.
That's gonna be. It's one of my favorite colors.
Trust me.
Straight silver metallic.
Yep.
Beauty.
And the green that goes on that bike is, beautiful. And Vlad's got track bike stuff, so whatever paint we have left over from this, we can paint his track bike.
Excellent.
And I know it's in white fiberglass already, so that'll be, we don't have to deal with taking off the old paint, which is always more of a pain in the neck than it's worth. It's gonna be a whole nother job getting these wheels cleaned up. See what happens. Somebody spray painted them already. That's what's. I won't mention any names, but somebody definitely took out a can of Home Depot paint.
He loves Home Depot paint. Whoever.
We will not mention any names.
His name, his Italian name.
Now, just for anybody who doesn't know, let's just see. This was a scratch. There are several. There's one we didn't even do yet. But the point is, here's what happens with a
Anybody
scratch.
that gets afraid, like my buddy Steve gets afraid when he sees sandpaper going towards his fairing, he freaks out.
Well, because they don't know. There, what do you got? 2,000 grit there?
2,000.
Okay.
Oh, wait a minute. 40.
Oh!
And it
Okay,
creates
so
that type of a look.
you have that fogged out now. But see now, if you could rub, here's the test. If you could rub your finger on this and you can't, and close your eyes, you can't feel it, good chance you'll get most of it out.
Right.
But if you all of a sudden feel a ditch, it ain't, because you got to get the clear to go down the level of the ditch, and by that time, sometime you're into the red.
Right. So we're going to give this a
Okay,
shot.
buffing, baby. Here we go. Look, look at that mirror. Wow. Good thing I own stock in a Windex company. Oh my God, I'm getting a headache. And we did a whole video on buffing, on buffing this guy here. So this should be, don't go up into this thing yet. And don't go into the Bondo. If you get that Bondo in a wheel, you throw it away.
Yep.
This is where you can tell who went to the gym and who went to Deal's Gap. Jim, Deal's Gap.
I'd rather be at Deal's Gap.
In the rain. With Steve with a flat tire.
Hell yeah.
Oh, man.
I need a
Oh, the bucket's out in the garage. Let me go get your microphone. Schmutz off of there. Let's see if it's coming out. Oh, boy, it's a ton better than it was.
Yeah, and we didn't even do the second one yet. So
It's not show quality, but you know what? I wouldn't lose any sleep over it. In the fall, painting these parts when it's not the riding season is... And right now, it's the riding season. You're supposed to have this done in the winter when it's snowing out.
Right.
I want to see if I can see myself in it. Can I? Oh, yes. All right.
I mean, this is where a lot of the schmutz will show up, but
yeah, now the Bondo, it's still there. You just don't worry. You
not
don't
touching
even
that
see
yet.
that. No, we're not going to do that today.
I mean,
but
you're talking about a 17-year-old motorcycle that's got 32,000 miles on it already. So this fairing,
that's nice.
that's 32,000 miles on this fairing without any repaints or anything like that. So
See, now you're learning the stuff that you need to do to upgrade these parts and buff them and repair them. Not many people know how to do that, and when you can do that, boy, Mark I know can put the tabs on now, and
right.
he's working with the CA and
So
that.
here's where the stress crack is, and you can still see the crack. Unfortunately, you can still see it. It's smooth, it's been sanded, it's actually been filled in with a little bit of red, but because it's uneven, your eye's always going to pick up on that
of course.
little mountain there. In the back, the CA's already been completed, so I know the strength
But it's
is
not,
there.
the purpose of this is that you don't go for a ride and it's here, and the
Right.
next day it's here,
Right.
and then all of a sudden this piece of the fairing flies off and hits the guy riding behind you.
It's Luciano. I don't want that. So, I mean, as far as what we have to accomplish today, it's done. And over the winter, it's going to get a full
Yeah,
respray.
yeah. Well, this will be a good project because this is
It'll be
you're
fun.
going to have this bike for a long
Yeah.
time.
I mean, it's super shiny, except for the...
And if you have the 500 registered and on the road, you
That'll
won't
be
you won't
nice.
be in a big rush to get this done.
No, that'd be nice to get the 500.
Here's my final project here is I'm going to try to shoot some clear on this for our neighbor. And
I'm going to put this in the car.
yeah, and take some of the stuff with you.
I'm going to take a bunch.
Okay, we're trying to make some room because we're trying to get ready for Bob Navola's big fork project. And we'll get some clear on this for Genesee. Oh, that'll be nice. This is for her white dog. It's the reason we're spending time, and it's not really a super high finish. We just want to make it clear that it's waterproof more than anything else for the dog bowls. But the thing is, this is something that's been in her family for a long time. It's a trunk that they converted into holding the dog food. And they're very excited about the fact that it's been in a family and her dad made it, and so we're going to try to give that a nice upgrade, and then Glenn's going to go on a trampoline and jump up and down with happiness, because the next time he's here he's going to be sanding those wheels, and we'll have a wheel cut. I'll get mine done before his. We'll get some wire brushes and sandpaper on them, and that'll be a nice video. And we got the video camera to work on. We got so many things. And it's almost time we're going to start working on our yard, starting this weekend. You'll start to see some wisteria coming out and some flowers coming out, and Summer, spring, this time of year, just the best time of year. Just talk about a nice buffing job, and I got to give Glenn full credit while he's not here, so I don't give him a big ego trip, but he has mastered the art of buffing parts, and these are among the best. These are really nice. Everybody that's been in a shop and seen the quality of this buffed out paint is just amazed by it. Now the only purpose of this is just to waterproof it. Now we'll get the rest of this painted up, get 2 coats on it, and see what it looks like when it's done. I think that's going to be quite a nice doggy bowl. And since this is a kind of a family heirloom for Genesee, I think, and Sarah, of course, they're going to really like this. I think they're going to love it. And one thing's for sure, the dog is going to love it. Anyway, another project done today. Well, all that's left here is to try to link up with Mark. And I know he's busy at work. I'll get this mirror mount part made very soon. With what's happening, we're bleeding down the jobs one by one. The only thing left here is to mount up the mirror on the fairing. A couple more decals on this part. This is just, and then we're going to start working on these wheels. We'll do a video with the camera. The wheels, it's just coming to a very nice conclusion here. I'm not sure this could have been a better winter, and hopefully this is coming up near the end of it. Anyway, thanks for watching, thanks for joining us. Most of all, thanks for sharing the information, and thanks for sharing what we all seem to love the most: riding motorcycles.